If that happens, I don't know what I'm gonna do. I may lose my patience altogether and throw everything into the fireplace. I've talked about it multiple times now, but shortly summarized, this wheel does work, except there's only one bobbin, and the flyer is, it has seen better days, but it works. My only current major issue with this wheel is that it only has one bobbin, and for anyone that loves spinning, one bobbin is not enough, especially if you're impatient and you just hate unwinding so you can free up your bobbin. I want to make one bobbin, at least one extra bobbin, so that I can take whatever I make with this and then I can just ply it with my more modern Kromsky wheel here in the back. If I do manage to make 2 bobbins, then I would be super happy, but I'm gonna set the expectations a bit low because this might be a bigger project than I imagined. So if I manage to make 1 bobbin, I'll be pretty satisfied with that. My approach is to take it in steps. I will not be doing anything with this part nor this part. And starting with the bobbin, I will start with this center part, and for that I have multiple oak pieces like this. My plan is to cut a few pieces to full length of the bobbin, and they have to be nice and straight because I plan to drill a hole straight through. So that's the first step. And if I manage that, I think maybe the rest will be a lot easier, but we'll see. We're in the workshop now, and because it's rather cold outside, it's -10°C, it's really cold in here as well. I don't want to hang out longer than I should, so I will just do the sawing and the drilling here, and then I will move on to the carving, but I'll do that in the comfort of my warm living room. Let's go. I'm going to be using this to drill the hole straight through, but my only challenge here is that I've never used this tool before, so I may ask for help. It's a bad time to be learning this with such a small piece, so somebody else might do it for me, to be decided. Nice. Now we did have a bit of a mishap. Here's my original piece, and I did get help making the hole as you saw, but in the excitement we made the hole way too big. We used the wrong drill bit, so that was that. I'll leave this to the side. Maybe I can use this for something else. But here I have another piece, same size, with the correct size hole. And it fits. Now the original bobbin the shaft has a width of 1.7 centimeters, so I will mark this on this side and the other side to make sure that I'm not scraping more than I should. And then we will take it from there. It's Friday today. I've had a really busy week. I thought I was gonna have time to work on it during the evenings, but that did not happen. I hope to finish it today. at least this part and then start working on the other sections on Saturday and Sunday. My goal is to have this finished by Monday. I know I'm a hopeless optimist, but don't start a project if you're already thinking negatively about it. Let the record show that this is a workout. It's the next day now, and I've spent yesterday evening finishing up this piece here. And this morning I just sanded it a bit more, so it's rather smooth. And it is a bit thicker than this original one, but I'm just afraid that if I keep going at it, I may break it maybe. We'll see, but I'm happy with this. So you see it's a little bit longer than the actual bobbin itself, but I can always adjust the size. So the next step now is actually this top part here. I have made an outline. I just traced both the top and the bottom. They're more or less the same size actually. So I will cut up, oh, this wood is cracked, so probably not that, but I will cut this to size and then I'll start carving my way through. But I will start with this top part because it'll be a lot easier than this. I'm not quite sure how I'm gonna approach this part yet. I don't have a lathe, and it could be that either I make it into two parts and then glue it together, probably not a good idea, or I get some other tool to help me out with that. But let's start with this part today, and maybe if I get lucky, I'll even get to start this part later this evening. So yeah, maybe tomorrow, Sunday, I'll have a finished product. It's Sunday morning. I haven't even gotten to my coffee yet, and I'm obsessed. This is as far as I've come, and I used the whole day yesterday trying to make this to size. Let me tell you, it was hard. First of all, I started way too thick, so I did have to saw off a bit of the bottom, and then because of the shape here, it was both hard to carve it out with the knife or hard to plane it, just because I couldn't find a good and sturdy position to hold it with the clamps. And then when I did, I was like sanding or planing like against the wrong side of the grain, and then it was just not looking good. But anyway, I was not gonna give up because I made up my mind. My hands hurt, like I even feel like they look a little bit swollen today, and look at that. Wow. Anyway, it's getting there. I think I will finish this with a good sanding because it's still rough. It is. And I have not decided if I'm just gonna make this hole a little bit bigger so that I can fit the piece, the shaft here, through it. I don't think it's a good idea if I just glue it in place. I think it would be a lot sturdier if it goes through this piece in addition to gluing it. So yeah, but I'm not gonna do that until I get to this part here, which I have to say I'm not looking forward to. If this was hard, this is going to be challenging. But let's have a coffee first and wake up, and then maybe I'll look at this in a different light. Ideally, I would be doing this in the workshop, but it's so cold today as well. I woke up this morning, it was -14. I'm not about to go there, so I'll just have to manage my mess here. And today I mean business, so we're just gonna get to it because we don't got time for games. This is a good time for a recap because I need a break. Wow. Okay. So we have this piece here that I started with. I'm happy with that. And then yesterday I started with the top part of the bobbin. And this was really hard. First of all, I started with a way too thick piece, and then like the size, it's difficult to carve it with a knife. It's difficult to clasp with a clamp or something to sand it or plane it off, but I'm more or less happy with this. It is a little bit thick. It is a little bit uneven, like that's not even a circle anymore. It's fine. And here is, I actually had to saw it off. Like this piece used to be here, and I was like, there's no way I'm gonna be planing all of this. So I just went and sawed it off. And lucky for me, I think I will be able to use this part for the actual bobbin. Now, today I've worked on this part, and I took a thinner piece of oak and have been trying to plane it, sand it off. It's energy intensive. But anyway, so I've made a slant here. I don't know if you can tell very well, but then I thought, okay, if I put this like this and then a piece like this, then it's kind of like that. I mean, it's the correct thickness now. But I may, now that I look at it, I may have to work on this still. Anyway, the basic chunks are finished. Now, I think I'll have to make a bigger hole through all of these pieces so that this fits through everything. If I just glue like this, it's gonna fall apart. And I bet the moment that I drill a bigger hole into any of these pieces, I bet it's gonna crack. I'm just gonna put it out there so that I don't get disappointed when it happens. Okay, a little break and then I'm gonna continue with this. It's noon and I would really like to have something done by the end of the day.